opinions of our advertisers and management of Pacific Telestations Incorporated. You're watching The Buzz with Jess Lujan.
Good evening, Guam. I'm Jess Lujan. Welcome to this edition of The Buzz. Tonight, we'll be talking about energy, renewable energy, that is, with the president of newly formed nonprofit organization here in Guam, Jeff Vocolo, president of the Guam Renewable Energy Association here in Guam. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Jess. Thanks for having me aboard. I appreciate it.
You know, we've been talking about energy, and we're talking before we got on the show. I said when I was in the legislature, my last term, I had oversight of power here,
Sure.
here in Guam, and so I know some of the challenges, the great challenges that we see, we've seen then, and continue to face as we're looking at. That's why you're one of the folks that started this organization. Renewable energy, nothing new basically. I remember Governor Bordallo way back, the Green Revolution, talked about windmill farms and all that, solar energy. Back in the 80s, I think there were a couple companies that were selling solar panels for hot water heaters and all that. They kind of fell to the wayside. Only folks that really had, the extra cash to be able to put that on.
Right.
Typhoon came and blew those panels away, and parts are hard to be had, I guess.
Sure.
This is the second time around, I guess, right?
New era, I would say, different times.
Okay.
And that's why, that was one of the main reasons why we formed the Guam Renewable Energy Association. And part of the association is one committee, which is education. So what we're doing as a group is going out, educating the public and private sector on the new I don't want to say new technologies, but proving technologies, mature technologies that are out there right now, technologies that have come down in pricing significantly over the last 2 or 3 years. So more affordable, definitely, very proving. New racking that's out there now, which is typhoon rated, that will withstand the 170-mile-an-hour wind loads here in Guam. So it is a whole different game. And the renewable energy industry as a whole, I've been in the energy infrastructure, renewable energy industry for 33 years. But I've seen in the last 10 years, really 5 years, this industry almost change overnight. We were doing systems in New Jersey 7 years ago, $12 a watt. Now here, even on Guam, sub 5. In the States right now, sub 3. So prices have come down. Installation techniques have really improved. So mature technologies we're talking about here for Guam. So it is. It's a whole different game plan.
Now, when we're talking about renewable energy, of course, some of the things that again, when we go back to the 70s, windmill, we're talking solar, wind power, of course, solar photovoltaic.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You have solar thermal energy. In regards to Guam, what are feasible? Because we talk about geothermal as well and things like that. But and there's a lot. I mean, I guess there are a lot of things that can be had in Guam. But what's realistic for Guam?
What I think, and it's kind of funny because I know people. I've been in this industry for so long. I know people all over the world, so I get calls all the time. I got a call yesterday. Jeff, check out this new technology. Perpetual motion with water paddles. And we're not into anything like that here as an association. It's proven, mature technologies that really Guam can take advantage of. Mini wind, which is, in the States we were doing 1.6 megawatt huge wind turbines. There's 3-4 megawatt turbines out there right now. But smaller type turbines here on Guam, the 250 kW turbines would work. I used to do a lot of wind in the old days. I don't focus on wind anymore. Solar PV, ideal for the Guam climate, and solar thermal, ideal for the Guam climate. And these are the type of technologies that everybody can take advantage of, should take advantage of, and are affordable, especially with the federal tax benefits and
the credits that they get.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now there are some states now that, again, I just asked you earlier, if you were involved in Hawaii's renewable energy movement over there. Basically, you were out of New Jersey, and you're doing some things in Australia and also in the other islands here.
Correct.
But again, in Hawaii, they're looking like I guess their tax breaks is, I guess when something works, well, we're working a lot.
Right.
The government steps in and says, hey, wait a minute, man. It's working too much. So what, the credit that we're giving you, we're going to have to kind of slow that down a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things earlier, the PUC was, they requested PUC to again, the net metering to,
Right.
again, what is it, 29 cents per kilowatt hour or something like that. They wanted it to come down to 19.
Yeah.
And so, because it is working. So, there are, there's things, as folks, as we say we conserve, why is my power still a lot higher now? I mean, we're doing everything we can to conserve. Water is a luxury item. Hot water is a luxury item now.
Right, sure. And our approach to that, and I agree with you with Hawaii. Hawaii has SREC, so it's a different type of program. New Jersey was the same way. And New Jersey is second to California right now as far as solar energy growth. The United States right now as a whole is just incredible. I think it was 87% of all new energy that actually came on board in the States in the first quarter of 2013 this year was renewable energy. So just incredible the way that it's starting to move now. But some of the SRECs, special state programs, are starting to be pulled back or phased out. And they should be, because now that the technologies have come down, we're talking probably grid parity now in 2017 in the United States. Maybe a little bit, well, it's going to be a little bit longer here in Guam for sure. But, here in Guam, as far as working with GPA, the Guam Renewable Energy Association formed a working group with GPA. We meet with them once a month. Our next meeting is going to be the third week in November, to sit down with them, work as a group, and try to get over these speed bumps that are in the road, and work together to try to solve these problems. Net metering right now, you're right, it is a one-for-one retail rate, which is very advantageous to the customers. Residential and business owners that should be taking advantage of that.
No, absolutely. And here's the thing. I mean, it's very costly to invest in this. And here we are. In the very beginning with the net metering, it was highly promoted.
Right.
The folks and companies that wanted to get into it, they got into it. Of course, they said, hey, look, it's going to cost me now. It's going to cost me, it's going to cost me some pain.
Right.
But of course, over the long term, that's where we're going to see the payoff.
Exactly.
But then when the reasoning is now again in lowering that cost, that now there's utility companies saying like, well, wait a minute, now you guys got to pay your fair share. So and I don't agree with that. I mean, it's like this. It's like the regular homeowner that has done everything again. Taking out the hot water heater, unplugging everything, even your alarm clock. They switched it to that. Turn light, everything.
Air conditioners off.
There is not one family that has not, or industry company that has not conserved power, or bought mechanisms that don't produce as much power. But as a result, they see their monthly bill. They're saying, "Wow, this is even more exceeding," because we have done such a good job in conservation. But you still have a fixed operational cost.
You do with GPA. And these are problems that we have to work through as an association, Renewable Energy Association, and as the power company. And these aren't new debates. I mean, we went through this in New Jersey 7 years ago, and California, Arizona, Colorado. The net metering debate is going on now, and it's pretty strong. But here in Guam, right now as we speak, this is going back a month ago, there was 80 net metering customers on board. So we agreed as a group that the industry is too immature. It's in its infancy stage right now to really take a look at that penetration in a realistic way. There's not enough footprint or fingerprint to really take a realistic view on that. So Schedule C was kind of pushed back on that, through the PUC. And we're working with GPA, and we hope to get through those obstacles. But renewable energy as a whole adds great benefits to the grid. So that's what we're going through now.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, at this point, when you take out individuals, it was quoted here because I guess there's a code that's up for, I guess, legislative oversight at this point. The code, energy codes, right? Renewable energy codes, I think it is that they're looking at. Yeah. And so, I'm saying, I don't know yet if the legislature should be involved in this. Let the industry take care of itself at this point.
Yeah, you're actually talking about the tropical
energy code.
Okay.
Tropical energy code.
Okay.
Hold it a minute. Let's take our time in this. Let's study this at first, because again, the upfront cost is tremendous. Okay, the payoff eventually, but a lot of times, even for folks that are needing to build a house, I mean, the upfront costs, I mean, the connection fees could be something that dissuades them from building a house. So these are things, again, that and I'm hoping that your organization will tackle this as well. Actually,
GREA, and I'll just say GREA instead of saying Guam Renewable Energy Association, we actually support it. We wrote a letter and supported the Guam Energy Code. I look at it as energy efficiency first.
Sure.
Because the most money you're ever going to save is the money or the energy that you're not using. So that's where the initial savings comes in.
Sure.
So we supported that bill as an association. So we believe in energy efficiency.
Sure.
If you go into a dwelling or a facility and you go in there and you have windows that are broken, or you don't have tinning on the window, and I can go on and on and on. And you want to put solar energy on your roof, or you really should start with the energy efficiency. We walk into buildings all the time where it's a huge facility, and they still have the T12 lamps in there.
Sure.
So let's change them out to LED. Let's do everything we can, and then take a look at your power consumption. And maybe you can reduce the size in the solar energy system.
Well, one of my concerns here is, as well, is as we keep adding on to statutes and what you can do versus what you can do. Again, in the regulatory agency at this point, DPW have the oversight in making sure that these are adhered to codes. And I'm saying, man, DPW, we can't even line our roads. We can't fix our potholes. We can't enforce cell phone usage in cars. And we're going to give them to enforce building codes in regards to energy. I'm going, as a lawmaker, and we talked about this. I said, I'm a Republican. I like smaller government. I like smaller government.
I'm an entrepreneur. So.
I like, the smaller the government, the better it is. And I'm saying, and I totally agree with you in regards to energy efficiency, but I'm going, hey, look, if you want to make your customers uncomfortable by turning off your air conditioning as a business person, it's your fault. I'm going to make them comfortable. Mine, I'm going to take your business away. Anyway, we'll be back, talk more about renewable energy right here with the new president of, again, the Guam Renewable Energy Association. Be right back.
Thank you.